Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We are here, and I did say it would be Tuesday or Wednesday. We're going to be Tuesday. So we're here for the second leg of the Members Marathon that we're having this week. We were live and loud for the members setting the week up yesterday. If you missed that, feel free to catch up with it, because we had a lot of fun strategy chat. We were in the market quite a bit. We were setting teams up for streaks. A lot of good stuff happened. There's many more member requests to catch up with in today's show, and we will be doing such. So if you're a channel member, let it be known. Of course, get your requests locked and loaded if you've not been seen to in the member marathon that we're running through here as well, of course, because we didn't quite get to everyone last time, and I'm looking forward to picking up. As all of you will see, whether you're live or after we've been live, there is a poll in the live chat. This is to determine the live stream time for the member giveaway that we're doing on Thursday. Every Thursday we go live for the members, unless it's like crazy calendar stuff with the festive period, and it's normally set up the weekend, game week, and strategies and streaks and all that good stuff. But this time on Thursday, we are going to be giving away our giveaway cards live in the stream to channel members. We've had some great giveaway cards as of yet go unclaimed at the moment, and we need that baggage picked up. So vote now, and then it's if you're there, you're in the giveaway, and if you're not, I'm really sorry. We tried to give them away through other conventional methods, and sadly they've just not been redeemed. Let's have a bit of fun with it. Let's give it to people that will redeem the reward, that will claim their glory, as it were, and that'll be on Thursday. Vote in the poll for what time, UK time zone, you want the stream to kick off on. Excuse me. The memberships are £1 a week, £4 a month. We've had a lot of gifted memberships recently. Thank you to everyone for all their generosity here on the channel. And for that, of course, we do those strategy Sorare streams every week. We also have MFL content in terms of the community team that we do, where all the in-game currency it wins goes to the channel members that participate in that. And when we do video uploads, we typically do instant access, which I'll have a little bit of that to do. In fact, I might actually switch that on my other screen kind of just now, because we have 2 MFL videos locked and loaded and ready to go, and they're quite fun, and they're ahead of season 11, and I thought but anyway, so normally what we do with the members is they get instant access to the content, so I try my best to make sure content is daily, and sometimes content's prepared in some batches and whatnot, and as soon as it's ready, members can watch it as soon as it's out there before it goes publicly available. So it's good bang for buck. As soon as you become a member, you can watch all the content that's ever been before. Genuinely, at this point, it's probably significantly hundreds of hours of content. So if you're into binging stuff, some people like it. There you go. There we go. And here we go. This is how we're set up for me personally coming into game week 40. Premier League stuff, the deadline isn't in yet. I think we've got an hour left on that or so. Lucas Nameka is in Team 2 with the captain's armband on. It's a bit of a Hail Mary outside of Team 1, to be honest with you. And even within Team 1, I've opted to go with Mukiele over Trufair, over O'Brien at home to Man City. I think Mukiele can, regardless of the score, he can get a clearance off the line. He can get a last man tackle. He can get a double-double or triple-triple. Mukiele at home to City, I don't mind that for him, as long as he doesn't give away a penalty or get sent off or anything like that. I actually kind of like it for him. I don't care that he's against Cherky and Burnley here. And Elliot Anderson, again, out of my other midfielder choices, they're all quite fine without being exceptional. He's just the AA guy at home, isn't he? Lamin's at home at Wolves, bring it on. The City boys up front are my best picks. I'm on streak 2 coming into this one, so I need 380 points from Captain Cherky and Co. on this one. That's the only goal, the only agenda, so cross our fingers and toes for that. The deadline has been, though, for Challenger, and regardless of what happened this weekend, I was always going to be on streak 1 coming into it, because I'd either hit streak 5 and we'd been doing victory laps forever on the team selection. And honestly, guys, it's still painful looking at it. Samu smashed it last night, and if I'd captained Negren, we would have hit it, I think. But certainly, if I'd played Boutez over Mignan, which was a huge head scratcher on deadline for me, I would have caught it, even with the Tierney situation. So I'm a bit gutted. My soul hurts. I've been trying to map out next time I'll be lined up for streak 5. It's sadly not anytime soon, but we do have midweek for Celtic and then weekend, so I'll be back up to number 3 before you know it. And yeah, let's cross our fingers and toes we get back up and smash number 5 next time around. The deadline for this is already in. I expect Schmeichel to be back in. I told you guys that yesterday, I'm sure. And yeah, I just kind of went double forward, double defence, and then a best of the rest. And yeah, we'll just roll with it. And then yeah, another kind of best of the rest here with the Captain Tierney. We've got a limited kind of throwaway team X2. One's got a Sinisalo in it. It's a little insurance policy, but it's not much of an insurance policy because the team he's in is all duffers anyway, so It's kind of semi-pointless, but there you go. We can still alter champ. This is how I'm going now, guys. Tell me this is not one of the most beautiful teams you've seen. How do I magnify this so it looks good? Oh, there we go. This is the way I want it. Okay. How beautiful is this team? Leverkusen on the right. Both of them now play for Liverpool, which is sweet. Leipzig on the left. One's in Liverpool, so there's a wee bit of club connection there. Also, Guardiola's at City, whatever. And then up front, kinda, the double Leon play of Cherki and Bruno. There's two players here at City. We've also got one at Newcastle, free from Liverpool. And we've even got a Liverpool keeper here who's not at Liverpool, if you want to add that in here. But 3 classic collections here, for me certainly anyway. I don't know if I should stick with Frimpong or not. I've kind of made the team like this and I just kind of want to play it for pure vibes because it has extra level vibes to it. I think we can agree on that. So yeah, it's my kind of main champ hope. I've put that into D1. Let's hope it smashes. And then for All-Star, I managed to get 2 Celtic teams out, one Celtic team with McCracken, and then a kind of best of the rest effort with Mitov here. Before a nice little giveaway team. Let's see what Tuneki's up to in AFCON duty. Is that finished, that game? Or is it live? It's hard to tell. I think it's live. And we've got these giveaway teams down here, which, could be alright. We'll see how they go. So yeah, good luck to the midweek for everyone getting stuck into that. Now, I did say Frankie Kiernan would be first up on this one, right? So I'm not sure if Frankie's here yet. But when I put Frankie's name in, it didn't jump up as a club name. So I need Frankie, when you get here, to tell me your club name. So that space is sitting there. We'll wait for Frankie to get here. Let's see who else is in the chat. I seen Gully first in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Dom as well. Good to see you. Fabian, Pierre D, my man. Robert Perez. Big day for the Celtic stack. Come on, boys. Yeah. And it's straight into it tonight. I thought the game was going to be tomorrow, but no, the game's tonight. I'll actually be live after this almost immediately, no doubt, just the way timing will go, to preview the Celtic team on Celtsar here when the team sheet comes out. There's Frankie there. I need your team name, my man, Frankie. When the team sheet comes out, and hopefully, it's just the podium's a bit meh, isn't it? 500 quid compared to the old 1500, but streak 1 means it's always going to be mild, isn't it? So just hope one of my teams smash. It's a big day for the stack for sure. I absolutely got shafted yesterday, PRD. What went against you? Was it the Diego Costa injury thing? You got any luck in the MFL wheel? I've got 2 tickets, but it says it's not open for another day or something. Trent, good to see you again, my man. Mason Miller, a Samu double last night, secured me streak 4. However, I decided not to risk midweek. Fair enough, Mason. And well done to you. Yeah, this is how I ended up in the end. This pure car crash material it hurts my face so badly. 485, so 25 points away. Butez, before multiplier, 29 points on Mignan. We get 25 points for the captain bonus on Tierney. We would have got 42. No, I'm not sure the captain swing is quite enough, is it? Yeah, I'm not sure the captain swing is quite enough. Bednarek with a random 100, by the way, is brilliant. But look at Throwholt. That's why he was jailbait coming into this game week. But wouldn't you know it? Gabri Vega off the bench. Gabri Vega's a solution to Porto midfield. We just need him to be fit. Sudakov got robbed of an assist, by the way. I didn't know what happened. I got the notification he was the assist, and then someone's told me it's been opted off him. So between Sudakov and Tierney, Opta is screwed some of us royally, it feels like. But streak 5, man, so close. Imagine I played Butez. It would have been such a victory lap as well. I really, 68 from Mignan was the target. Everything went to plan, except for this error led to goal. I expected Tierney to get a clean sheet bonus on top of it, right? Whatever, but he got a decisive. He brought in a chunky amount of AA. Everything went to plan in this team. Even Mignano in the 68, that was where we were banking on him bringing. Just wasn't enough, sadly, because of that negative DA on the captain, which is a gutter. But hey ho, spilled milk and all that crap. It's the Frank engine. The Frank engine. Love that. Right, okay. Oh yeah, it's Thomas Frank, isn't it? Is it just the Frank engine? I'm guessing it's that one because that's what you've told me it is. So I've got that one on. Excellent. Who was in behind, or anyone else in the chat, what we given to it? I missed out on streak 5 because of the Costa. Oh, all I needed was the clean sheet points. Oh, that's a nightmare, by the way. I'm currently 0 out of 9 or 0 out of 10 on streak 5s. Oh, that's a nightmare. It's so brutal, isn't it? I thought when it happened, when you guys were telling me about it in the Telegram group, that I thought, oh my god, imagine I did at the end. I was kind of half tempted, you know. If I had a wallet, I would have probably got a Costa. I would have been fucking raging if I'd spent money on him for that game week. I can only imagine how it felt actually running him this game week, no matter how you've had him. You need to keep Frimpong in that team for the symmetry. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I couldn't really toy with it. Controller Jack, good to see you. Wheel is open now, is it? Oh, cool. Well, we'll pull that while we're here today, probably. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe that'll be a video. Since you last looked at my setup, I sold everything that wasn't Prem and invested into 3 leagues. Prem, Bundes and La Liga. I love that. I'll pick up this in a second. I'm just going to try and catch up with the chats in case there's any other requests, Frank, to stick on. I got 600 MFL and a 4-season common pass. Nice. Benny, good to see you. Getting comfy for sure over the festives. I've got 2 pretty insane crafts in Bundes since changing strategy. Crafted Kimmy and Schlotto. And Carl. Oh, that's nice. Names Dratzik. If you can check my Eredivisie. Yeah, let's do that. Copy. You need to give me that again. It's not. Is it this maybe? Yeah, I'm going to guess this is it. Feel free to correct me if that's not the page. I was fighting for your tier, Nate. Mate, honest, and again as well, like Twitter, like guys, I'm trying to get the negative decisive from Tierney removed. I don't know how people thought it was, like, the number one thing, if you look at the response to that tweet, the number one thing is people thinking it's a shot at Engels and saying, oh, the Engels hate, or look at how hard this guy's trying to hate on Engels. And it's like, wow, man, like, I know not everyone watches my videos and stuff like that, right? But how can people say that if they've obviously not watched me, or they wouldn't say that? And how can they believe that so strongly without ever? It was a weird thing to wrestle with in front of me. I didn't take it. I said this to McBride. I don't take any of it very seriously in terms of the names people call you or anything. I just kind of laugh it off and don't think about it in any way at all, to be quite honest with you. Because I know how people talk on the internet, you know. I've done it, you've done it, everyone shouts profanities on the internet at times, you know, so I don't take it all too seriously. But that was the thing that really got me about it. It's like, why does everyone think this is a thing about Engels and not just and again, the last thing I'll say about it, right, is see the people that are still like, oh, it's a terrible pass from Tierney. They're talking as if like he's played it through, like as if it's a pure, like it should be on Football Gaffs, a DVD or something like that. It's not that bad. And my point with Engels is like, he's aiming it at a guy. Somebody's there, you know. There's a Celtic player he's trying to pass to. It's not as if he's like just whacked it into the 6-yard box and someone has ran onto it and tapped it in or something crazy like that, you know. So a bit gutted Twitter never aided me on that peer pressuring of Opta. On streak 4 rare, so any thoughts would be great. Gully, let's add you on. Gully. And Controller Jack, yeah, just let me know your team name. And then, oh wait, and then evening guys, Sorare Holland, good to see you. Controller Jack. I'll leave that there, then when you come back to me I'll update it. Right, the Frank engine, let's have a peek at it. We've got 98 limiteds across 3 leagues after a bit of consolidation. That's what we went through, so this will be fun. Looking forward to seeing what we've got cooking here. We'll start with the Prem. Where are we, Prem? Boom. Bada boom, bada boom. 6 goalkeepers to get us kicked off. We've got 1 classic, so not a lot of pressure there on the classic space, which is awesome. A handcuff at Liverpool and Tottenham. Double Tottenham, obviously Tottenham fan. And then Emmy. So yeah, really like the build. Nice for 4 teams. Good cover. Nice Van Dijk. Nice piece. Jokey Anderson's cool. Gab Mag at the bottom here. I'm sure you hate using that one. But Christian Romero, all the Tottenham boys are here. plus, yeah, Cucurella, Sinise, Van Dijk, and Konsa. I actually quite like that as a 4. You've got some other kind of like Gab Mags, Anderson, Sosa. I quite like the defence. Is it missing anything? I don't think in particular. Sinise scored well enough. Cucurella's good enough, man, for team 2 and 3. Like, you can get by with him for quite a lot, and he can have some bigger matches, maybe not in his L10 or whatever, but he's definitely got them. I'm also biased on Guardiola's and stuff like that, but Sinise, very good guy. You've crafted it's came good. Van Dijk is a leader card. Tottenham have got good defender pieces as well. Like Van de Ven's very usable, so is Poro and Romero when they're fit and available. So yeah, for 4 teams, the defence is you've probably got good enough options by and large. But yeah, it's not going to be much competition at team 1, I don't think, isn't it? It's going to be quite clear each week who your best defender is, and then it's kind of making do with the rest, I suppose, isn't it? If we look at midfield, I'm going to sort this by average score, just because midfielders get 15 in it. It's a bit more of an important position. But yeah, we've got Soboslai, we've got Bruno on classics. So yeah, there's one classic keeper they can't be played with, which is fine. Caicedo, high level card. Rodgers coming good. Garner's been solid enough. And then yeah, Tottenham guy's not great. Rodri 4 days ago is a shrewd move. Like this Papasar you've got, that's cool. Yeah, midfield's quite classic heavy, isn't it? I like the Caicedo and Rodgers, but I think they're big difference makers in season. Depends on your strength up front, how I feel about everything. But oh yeah, Haaland, Doku, obviously Doku injured at the moment. Ekitike, classic. Yeah, good man. Nice build, nice build for sure. What did I think about this overall? Like Haaland, it's kind of like your Kane replacement, isn't he? In a weird way, because you don't really. Yeah, Tottenham don't really have that fantasy football, your club and all the rest of it. You get Ekitike in that kind of mould also for classic. But yeah, Brennan Johnson's actually just made a great transfer. I think that'll be a very usable card. Very, very usable under Ole Glasner. He is like Brennan Johnson, if he went to Frankfurt, would be brilliant. I think we could agree on that. And I think in the Crystal Palace shape, it's basically, of course, it's the exact same proposition in essence, isn't it? I think he's going to thrive. I think he's going to do really well, especially if he's going into play, which Glasner doesn't sign guys like Brennan Johnson to not play them, So I think that's a great move in the making. Bowen's cool. Classic Cunha is probably going to be quite hard to use with the Ekitike situation right now. And yeah, with 2 classic mids that are very usable and the classic keeper, yeah, like this Cunha's kind of until Ekitike becomes in jeopardy, then you revert to Cunha, I suppose. Yeah, firepower, I think you're kind of okay, aren't you? Again, Haaland kind of picks himself in team 1 alongside Van Dijk. Like your team 1 probably doesn't have Tottenham in it. Your team 1 is probably like in-season goalkeeper, Van Dijk, Bruno or Soboslai, Caicedo and Haaland or something like that, It's good. I like it. I like the build overall. It is just like, it's clear what team 1 is, isn't it? And I think like the only way to make this better, because you do have numbers, but the only way to make this strategy work better is to improve on what team 1 offers, so that picking team 1 gets harder. That's really the way it should go now at this point, where, and it's not maybe necessarily a question of replacing the Van Dijks and the Haalands, but it's the question of what position are you doubling up on? Is it double defence? Is it double striker? You have other options that are very usable, and as such, when you don't use them, the other teams are better as a result of them being available for them. I would try and avoid any more classic plays at this point. Could you get an in-season version of a few of the classics? Like Cunha would be probably quite usable in that regard, maybe quite affordable also. Maybe, I know you've got Kudus anyway, but the classic Kudus is probably a bit redundant. Whatever that's worth, perhaps. And yeah, Gab Mag on his day is fine. So yeah, I think that's the only thing I'd be looking at, is maybe, depends on where you're at with streaks, is maybe for the next little while, only buy to enhance. If you've got like one team, for example, that looks really good for streak 3, and the second team, do you know what? It might be capable of streak 3 if I had a bit of a safer captain, defender, striker, insert blank, buy that guy, and kind of build it that way. Because otherwise, like, you've got depth, you've got options, you've got numbers, but it is maybe just missing a wee bit of like, yeah, just team 1 level, So I like where it's at. Very competitive, and I think it's just like when you get to streak 4 and 5, if Haaland doesn't have a great game, I think it's just maybe quite sensitive to the best 5. It's kind of the point I'm driving at here. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just part of the chat, isn't it? Bundesliga's next. And we've got 7 keepers. There's that Schlotterbeck you mentioned. So we've got this guy. This guy Backhouse, by the way, is very interesting, isn't he? Very much worth a watch out for. Half German, half Japanese, I think. And the scores he's putting up, again, feels like a very good Bundesliga goalkeeper in the making here. Mortiz you've got. Nubel you've got. Nubel's handcuffed. Neuer's handcuffed. Although the Neuer's classic, which is fine. Galassi classic. So we don't need to play 2 classic keepers, but you can. So that's kind of fun. Champ utility as well. Again, that's cool. I like that. Classic Grimmy. In season, first owner, Ice Edition Schlotterbeck is brilliant. Especially to go alongside the Halloween ROM. This is a really nice Bundesliga collection. Mittelstadt, top performer. You've really got the 4 best defenders, don't you? Schlotterbeck, Ronaldo, Rom, Mittelstadt. And behind that, Ginter's cool. Orban is more than fine. And Ryerson's kind of like team 4. He can make it exciting, maybe, because he has his moments, doesn't he? But he's a bit of a killer sometimes. I don't really like guys like Ryerson, to be honest. When the defence is this thin, but the quality's so high. But I think before I look at anything else, my gut is going to think we're going to go double defence for team 1 and 2, which means team 3 team 3 Orban, team 4 Ginter. Let's see how it goes. Because you may have smashers. I know you've got a Kimmich already. You've mentioned you've crafted that monster. Carl is quite usable at the moment. Yeah, this is maybe like single mid. Like Kimmich is with one setup, Manzambi's with another. And then for team 3 and 4, you have the potential to use Nusa when fit, Carl when you know he's playing, Sano is okay, as is Arnold. And Bangula has been sadly not as nice as we would have liked him. Yeah, midfield is maybe a bit thin, even on that single midfielder strategy. Excuse me. We've got Kane, and again we can go full in season with Kane. Classic up front for team 1, same with Diaz in team 2. You're then looking at team 3 and 4 having the pick of Undag. Yeah, this is really cool, by the way. I think really I would like a better standard of midfielder. Like one more midfielder that is competitive. Like Kimmich is team 1, Kane is team 1. We know that. You pick the defenders on fixture, goalkeeper on fixture. Team 2, a bit more competition. This type of level, I think you need in here one more guy into midfield. And I would say the same. Sorry, I meant to click on defence there. I'd say the same with defence. I'd like one more defender in here, which maybe just makes team 3. Like Orban is, I say, more than fine, but he's just not that exciting, And is there someone else in the book, like a Ben Sebaini maybe, or I'm trying to think who else there is. It's maybe not somebody I own. I just hate doing that too often. It must get annoying. I like Tapsoba. I've got Tapsoba. I don't know. One more guy of that type of level, where again I think it's going to be double defence team 1 and 2 here without much question. But is there a guy that if Mittelstadt's got a bad game or missing, Grimaldo the same, could step into the void, and then just one more defender, one more mid here, and I think this is like, it's already massively competitive, but I think it feels a bit more comfortable very quickly, you would find. That's kind of what I'm saying with that. La Liga, now this is a tougher one to crack, La Liga. It's a very fickle division where it's a very much a league of haves and have-nots and crossing your fingers and stacks and combinations and captain choices. I say quite a sensitive setup. We've got Pena, Dimitrovic, classic Simon. We've got Pena handcuffed. We've got Dimitrovic handcuffed, but essentially 3 keepers, 3 teams. We've got 3 defenders, so we're going single defence in each team, which is kind of fine. They're all quite mid. We only have 2 midfielders, so we're only playing 2 teams at the moment, single mid in each of them. And again, they're both kind of mid, kind of okay for streak 1 and 2. And then we're going double striker, I guess, on both teams. We've got the Williams brothers with Berenguer, so we can really choose 2 out of the 3 for Athletic Club, which is a nice strategy. And then really between Anthony being in one team and then choosing between the remainders, that's quite okay for 2 teams. I don't mind that. It's a bit thin. It's quite new, I guess, compared to the other ones. The Bundesliga is my favourite in terms of like that defence play you've got is so refined and so like laser focused. There's no fat. Your team 1 and 2 is very nice for Bundesliga. I'm a big fan of it, and I would probably like this needs another kind of. This needs a better midfielder than these two, and you've got 3 teams, and then I'd maybe like around the £12 mark could we get just one midfielder into here that's like a captainable guy, maybe even as a classic. 'Cause I don't think beyond Anthony there's many classics in here, is there? Simon, yeah, maybe a classic midfielder that's really good. I would do that. Bundesliga, I've said a decent level defender mid to get added in, and Prem, we're kind of focusing on fixture sensitivity, I think is how I would look at it. La Liga is my latest strategy, haven't finished yet. I've stacked on 3 different teams and will build one mixed team with the Anthony Classic. Nice. Okay, cool. Winning my first and second card of the season tonight. Nice. Last man tackle added for Matt Target, SR Dimebar. The Newcastle collection rejoices. Love to hear that. Well done. Love an LMNT getting added. Sadly, no such luck for me. Boo. But well done, mate. Well done. Card wins are always fun. Alex Garcia and Mazza, very good shouts for mid. I like Mazza a lot. I would like a Mazza, personally. I would really like a Mazza. I wonder if he's cheap now with the AFCON stuff on the go. This is something I was. Yeah, he's still like 90. I wish I bought him before he ran away, man. We were looking at him when he was like 20 quid. Yeah, 25th of November, 28th of November, and then, yeah. Smashed a big score and popped up a bit. Wish we got him, man. Really fun card. I really like this edition of him as well. I'd love one of these. Would I pay a premium for this version? I probably would. I think he's a guy who's going to have a good career. He's still quite young. You know, I would really like this version of him. I would pay a premium for it, I think. But yeah, Mazza's a great shout. Alias Garcia as well is a great shout, of course. Cracking review. Any ideas for Bundes midfielders? I struggle with high level ones other than Kimmich. Yeah, I like Mazza as an outside because Mazza's very decisive orientated, and because of that, like, yeah, you need him to score or assist, goes without saying. But when he's bringing AA, then you know as soon as you get that notification, he's on 70, he's on 80. You know, something's happening straight away. There's no, I hope it's a dominant game, hope it's a good game, or anything like that. Because again, even with like the Samu play I had, I know it's a bit of a different situation with a striker, but his first goal only put him on to 64 or something like that. It wasn't a good score. He needs, it's the kind of the Haaland principle, isn't it? They need multiple decisives to get going. And when it comes to midfield, you're after guys that bring AA and decisives, really. That's how you get into the 80s. And, you know, he looks well set in this Leverkusen team right now. If we have a peek at the actual market, let's have a look at Bundesliga mids. Not a big fan of the total reconfiguration of this tab on desktop. Okay, I guess we're here. This will do, I suppose. Who's the sort of guy we should look at? Aliash is certainly in the conversation. It's limited, isn't it? So let's change that. Limited in season or classic. I think we're limited. There was the yeah, kinda nah. Let's avoid classic if we can. Drago, when he comes back from injury, he'll be very usable. Don't know, his injury was a big one, but I don't think it's like season ending. Stiller is probably a guy that feels like it would fit your gallery. Oh, I really like Baumgartner. Again, very decisive. Guy just plays up front, sort of. I like Baumgartner. It's a very good Team 3 player, Baumgartner. I like Felix is a great player if he's going to play all the time. He's a very good player if he's going to play all the time, but looks like he's playing all the time now, doesn't it? If he plays all the time, he does everything you want. Look at this AA against Gladbach. If he gets an assist or a goal on top of that, that's a giganormous score. 40 AA, you know, one decisive 100. He's a very good midfielder. I'm a big fan of him. A bit injury prone, as is everyone that Dortmund ever sign, it feels like. Grifo is a bit of old gold. Suzuki, a bit of something, isn't he? Brand, yeah, not that great because of the injuries, but very reliable when fit. Similar to Nemeka, like we were just saying. I like a bit of Grisha Promo on a budget, by the way. And as soon as we were chatting about him before, he did double decisive against Hamburg. Again, not a wildly decisive midfielder, but he is like a guy that drives forward through the pitch, gets good AA, defends well, and doesn't mind assists and goals. You know, he'll get about 10 or 15 of them a season, assists and goals combined, if he plays all the time. Hoffenheim are a good place right now. And how many has he got there? 5, 6, he's on 7. So, yeah, you could maybe expect him to do another 7 decisives between now and the end of the season. At £2, if you can try and pick those games out. It's not a bad move. I like Gross. Again, the problem with Dortmund is knowing when the hell these guys are going to be playing. If Goretzka goes to La Liga, by the way, he is going to be brilliant at Atletico Madrid. Don't know if that's a January or a summer move, though, so can just watch that one from a distance at the moment. Once we get to page 4, I'm not sure we're going to get much else to look at here in terms of Bundesliga midfielders that are worth mentioning. Yeah, nobody here worth mentioning at all. So yeah, Aliesh is kind of like top. Yeah, it's £29. He's very good bang for buck. I like Ouedraogo. Injury discounts a wee bit there. Amiri we've not even mentioned. Again, I think with did Mainz have qualified in Europe, haven't they? Yeah, Mainz are 7th. Yeah, so they went through. Amiri will be good second half of the year. They'll still be motivated to do well with Mainz. Hopefully they do something in January, maybe make the team a little bit better somehow. But yeah, I don't mind Amiri. Wee bit of midweek utility. You've got a lot of midweek cards as it is. Maybe that's an element to think about in all this, because between your guys, Frankie, like you probably actually have a lot of. Like, I wonder, do we have that filter here still? No, it's just what's available now, isn't it? Playing game week. Tournament, yeah, there we go. Let's look at Champions League. You get 54 cards. Yeah, Dortmund's and City's, Chelsea, Liverpool's. Yeah, you probably get quite a fine Champions League outfit here. And then what about the other ones? Let's look at Europa. And Europa Conference, you get 13 cards for that in total. That's fun, depending on who they are. Oh, Mittelstadt, Anthony, Martinez, 2 keepers. Oh, that's quite fun, man. And the Palace boys. Oh, yeah. I'd maybe think about this as like a little subplot. Like, don't specifically target it, but make sure as many things that you do as possible make this look better. Not just the Europa Conference League cohort, but the Champions League contingent you have as well. It's a wee cheeky midweek when you only need one of them with stuff you're buying and using anyway to come in, and it's way worth it. So I haven't considered rare. So in terms of considering rare, when to do it, how to do it, I think from where your stuff is at, like if you are thinking about that, is La Liga Limited even worth pursuing at this point? Like, Bundes and Prem is really sweet and needs a little bit of something, maybe just to put the bow on top of it. And then maybe from there, you're streaking and yielding from Limiteds. Can you sell any of the wins? Can you sell excess that you don't need throughout the back end of the season? And then, yeah, you build into a rare position as you can. What's your thoughts on having a great collection of Limited versus OK and rare? It's all about winning. And see, to be honest with you, the prize differences between limited and rare aren't that different, really. But the price point at limited is way different overall. So I like limited. If you can have limited firing, like as well as we're looking at here with Bundesliga and even the Prem build, I would always want that to be, because again, if you get to streak 5 in limited Prem, you're going to be just as happy as anyone playing with rares. But believe you me, that. And for that level of success, you'll probably pay a fraction of what someone at rare has at any stage of the game. So don't discredit the limited strength that you have ever, I would say, because I think it's very valuable to have on Sorare. You need a foothold in the game of success for enjoyment and for just filling your wallet, getting credits, even essence for crafting cards, having something to trade with the bots with as well. Because let's imagine you crafted, let's say, Bellingham, right? And you don't have that La Liga, or even you crafted a PSV guy, a PSG guy like Dembele or Hakimi. You could trade that into a pretty sweet rare, you know. And if you've already built up a bit of a wallet from streaking and such, if you can trade into a really sweet rare, get a classic keeper on the cheap, and then buy like some of the guys that will be tempting at rare prices, like you've seen with probably me do with some of the strategies that I run on the channel, where like guys at rare, yeah, like some of them are 20 quid and they're pretty usable, you know, like they're very, Max Arnold £28, again in season, very usable rare, you know, to get you going. And there's better examples I'm sure we could find if we really, Kaminsky at 17 quid if we really went looking for it. So it's one of those ones where I like moving, I like expanding my gallery, my strategy. I don't, again, it's ideally you want the thing to self-perpetuate as much as possible. You don't want to be forever putting money into your wallet, out of your pocket, and like forever buy cards you want, buy cards that are fun, buy what you want, don't get me wrong on that, right? But you don't want to be, to use the expression, throwing good money after bad, like changing strategy, changing scarcity, changing divisions. You just kind of waste your own money and your time, and you'll get annoyed with the game doing that, which is why anything you build it to be as kind of forward thinking as possible. Because even as I look at this, right, 98 limiteds, let's imagine you moved out those La Liga ones and you rounded off some of those edges that we discussed in Prem and in Bundesliga. Let's just call it 100 limiteds is what it would end up as being. That is classic champ limited for next season. Is beautiful as a base to go and win some essence. You've got the right level of cards where Grimaldo, Schlott, all of these guys as classics, very usable to you next year, you know. Good collection score, you're building XP over time. Maybe you do some back work with some collections that are really cheap, like Kane limited, for example, go and buy a bunch of guys that are 50p, whatever. But those 100 limiteds that you'd be left with, should you keep them all, will help you get in seasons next year. No two ways about it. And then you're building on success. You're building on the strategy you've implemented, the squad you've assembled, the wins that you've bought in. You know, the Schlotterbeck and the Kimmiches are really, pardon the expression, paying dividends for you game week after game week, you know. That then make the buying the rare for 20 quid that, oh well, he never broke into the team. The transfer fell through, he got injured, he's crap now. It doesn't ruin anything you've not, and again, you're not really losing out of anything as a result. As I'm still new to the game, do you have any tips for lineup building to hit streaks? I tend to target fixtures. Yeah, I think the multi-club bonuses are nice to haves. Frankie, I don't think they're like prerequisites to hitting success on all this stuff. And I think for streaks, you are just looking at the fixtures. You've got to be very agile to them. And all the competitions present their own problems for how agile you can be, or how agile you need to be, how much depth you actually need. So I think you're well built for Prem and for Bundesliga, but for Prem, like, you'll feel when you're building these teams like Team 2, oh, do you know what, it's missing a guy I feel really good about in defence, or whatever. You'll just get that feeling building the team. Team 1 for your Prem kind of paints itself together, and I think Bundesliga kind of paints itself together for the most part with a little bit of fixture rotation. But that's the only thing I would kind of say on that. In terms of being new, you kind of just need to cut your teeth with what you're good at judging, because there's some teams like, I find this with almost every, I don't know, every Sorare player's got a horror story, or a war story as I like to call them, of getting it wrong, buying the guy, then he dies, or, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? But everyone has a moment of, I know that team, I've just got a sense of that guy, you know, and you'll just gravitate towards teams, and you'll get the feeling of, you know, Julian Brandt, I just had the feeling once or twice, I don't even know if I have, but I'm just saying this to make an example, but like, I have a feeling he's going to play even though none of the thing, and then it happens, you know, that sort of thing. So you kind of need to learn that about yourself, like, oh, I'm terrible at judging my own team, I'm great at judging other teams. This random team I've just got some sort of bond with, that I've just, you know, I think you're kind of supporting Bayern here and that kind of thing, you know, whatever. So this kind of stuff you need to learn yourself. Josh, good to see you with your 6-month membership. Connor Haskell, good to see you. XD Rai, good to see you as well. Fist bumps to you all. Taddy as well. Miley and loose 2%. Bonus or go Kevin Shaddy. Oh, I think Shaddy's in form, isn't he? And Spurs are conceding, so is Miley scoring that well? I'll check on that in a wee minute. Under 23s can just 5x if they're champ, guys. It seems, yeah, got to take the gamble early. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's in relation to, but that's quite the case. Young players just spike harder, don't they? Garcia's been one of the best mids in Bundy. Yep. Oh, Mazza, that'll be about, isn't it? Hey Quinny, I'm looking to strengthen La Liga squads. Oh, nice. Any recommendations? Vulcan Sinar. We do this for channel members. You've not got a little icon next to your name, so I need you to have like a season ticket. The season tickets are £1 a week, £4 a month. We do this every week for you, as you can see. And as I said at the tip off of the stream, there's plenty of benefits to the channel membership. When you become a member, YouTube tells them all to you. We also have a Telegram group, which I never mentioned earlier. I always forget to mention something. But Telegram's just like WhatsApp or Discord, but way better. How do you see your gallery expanding in 2026, Mr. Quinn? I'm not sure I see my gallery really expanding much in 2026. I think with my recent DGen splurge, like the problem I had coming in, I've kind of got all the options, which is really fun for this region. Somebody asked me on Twitter, they tagged me in a question, what league would you start today? 150 credits, what would you buy? And it was Bundesliga or Challenger. I think they're the two most fun competitions to, like this gallery we're looking at with Frankie here. His Bundesliga, that would be the most fun type of thing to buy for me with money. Cool cards, cool additions, nice teams, and players that score and can beat the Bayerns and do that kind of stuff, you know. Or in Challenger, you've got Celtic, you've got big clubs and big, not the biggest leagues obviously, but and having a mixture of them, who's at home, who's got the big fixture, and being able to dice them up and mix them, I really enjoy. And I'm kind of there now, so I don't think there's much in 2026 I'll be openly moving into. Beyond whatever happens organically from crafting cards and whatnot. Mainz is a new manager as well, of course, yeah. Any players you think are underpriced at the moment, XT Ride? Nobody really jumps out. I've not really been on the market the last few days. And yeah, I think I've caught fist bumps to be you guys that are joining in. Mr. Bojangles, fist bump, good to see you. Robert Perez, I bought a bunch of different teams and now my weekends are full of watching football. Love that. It's a beautiful part of Sorare. I'm kind of at the point where I'm minimising the teams I'm watching because you just, at some point you will get burnt out with it. But and then it's kind of like an up and a down thing, you know. Thanks. I always try to think about next season as it'll be my first time with a classic collection. Yeah, you've definitely. I really like your build, Frankie. Harry the Man Trades, good to see you, mate. Merry Christmas and all that. Opta first blessed me in JPL, moved me to second, then fucked me the next day, downgrade me to 9th. Opta giveth and Opta taketh. Yeah, you Quinny boy, could you take a look at my gallery? I'm trying to set myself up for classic champ now. I've dismantled most of my Liga in season. I'm trying to make trades, but I'm getting rejected. Any tips on that? Yeah, XT, I'll add you onto the list. And what time are we at? You might be the last one. We've got Controller Jack to come back to us. We've got one or two others to get to as well. I think that'll be the last one we squeeze into this leg of the Members Marathon. We'll be live on Thursday to give away Icebreaker Marmouche, as well as Icebreaker John Martin. We'll get Kobe Mainu. We've got some fun cards to give away to channel members on Thursday. We've tried to give them away a few times. They're as of yet unclaimed, and we will be giving them away on Thursday. The vote in the chat, the poll is for what time we stream on Thursday, so that as many of you members can get there for the giveaway as possible. Controller Jack, there's your name. Got it there, mate. I'll copy and paste that just now. Thank you, Controller Jack. Boom. And we're moving on to Dratzik now. That was Robert Perez, I'm sure, earlier on. So let me scroll this page back up. Where's Robert Perez? Big day for Select Stacks. And then after that, where is Robert Perez? If you can check my Eredivisie, I'm on streak 5 when it comes back, and my Challenger, just a shocking weekend going for streak 4. Ouch. So yeah, Challenger. So what I'll do is I'll look at Challenger first, right, and then Eredivisie we'll look at that because that's kind of they're kind of different POVs I need to think about for them. And the mode I'm in now is I can just go through the Challenger one appropriately. So let's have a peek at this. We've got 9 keepers. We've got Ederson with the wrong handcuff, by the way. So this guy's going to get punted to like Poland or something like that. I wouldn't bank on this guy going anywhere usable, sadly. Maybe Greece or something. It's the other Fenerbahce guy that you want. Fairly certain on that. I just vaulted this guy. I think it's the other one that they're keeping for backup. But anyway, we've got Ederson. We've got Ward. We've got Casper. We've got the backups at Benfica and Porto. We have the Benfica number 1. We have Schwallow. We've got the backup at Strumt Graz. Nice little eclectic combo of keepers. Schmeichel, Ederson, Ward, Trubin. We've got 4 and Schwallow. 5 proper starters there. Really good choices there. So we can drop one every week. Love that. Is this an in-season filter? No, it's not. Love it. In defence, let's sort this by average score. Tierney for me is top of the region at the moment, along with Kiwior. Trusty's up there. Otamendi. 4 teams of single defence. Really good quality. You do have depth. We can go double defence if some guys are fit and available. And fixtures line up for as well. Good level of depth here in terms of numbers. And a lot of usability. McGinn's and Halkets and Finleys and such. Yeah, that's really good. Really good defence for 4 teams. You can go double Celtic. You can do lots of interesting things there. Midfield, you need the Fener boys and you've got them. Love a bit of that. Devlin and Watt is a AA junkie play, isn't it? Absolute AA junkies. McGregor and Modric is cool to see. Yarinki I'm a big fan of. And then the likes of Tarea, to Vega. Nice midfield. Barreiro looks good. Doesn't score well, sadly. Midfield is cool, but you'll be feeling quite thin now, I suspect. This is missing an Engels, maybe, with a bit of Celtic that you have. And I think a Sudakov would fit quite well. Up front, we've got a classic Sane. We've got a Trincao, Kizaridis. This rookie card looks fun. Ben Negren. Yeah, nice. Again, there's some Porto forwards that could help with this. I like some of the Fenerbahce forwards as well, but watch out for transfer business. Trincao and Sane are top shelf. Negren's getting top shelf as well. So for 3 teams, single forward. Shanklin's in the mix as well. They mentioned him and Kizaridis. So yeah, I really like your build here. Really like it. I think it's maybe just missing, like team 1, again, similar to what we're saying about Frankie. Team 1 is, and team 2 on fixtures. Team 1 and 2 is probably kind of easy. And you've got some great options for team 3 and 4 in case people still perform in a tough game or the unexpected guy smashes a bit harder than you'd have maybe expected for the match in hand. Captain picks and such. I really like what you've got going on here. I think maybe another defender, like a Skriniar, would be awesome. Skriniar, and that's a kind of limited. That's the kind of level you really need to consider. I think is like Skriniar, Sudakov. I know Afcon's on there now, but I do really like Dorgales, and I know there's transfers and that going on, so you need to watch with Fenerbahce players. I think Asensio is quite fine, so is Talisca and Edson Alvarez. But with Veerman coming in, that'll be his spot in midfield. It won't be Juksic or Fred or anyone like that. And if Nkunku comes in, I don't know whose spot he takes. Hard to say. Diego Costa is alright for the next game, says Jalkin Calvez. Good to hear it. I was looking at Prince for super rare. Yeah, he's been smashing. That rookie looks like Prince. Yeah, nice rookie. Wow, one decisive, pushes 80. Like this is a guy you want in your team, man. All day. He's a great card. I love him for team 3 and 4. Maybe even 2. Depending on the way things are. I suppose, like, yeah, it's going to be hard to get in behind the top forwards in your team. That's a lovely guy for team 3 and 4. Yeah, Veerman's staying for the season. Yeah, I'm with you there. But I mean, like, just how they're building that team under Tedesco. Veerman's spot is in the midfield, isn't it? But with forwards, it's like busy, isn't it? Because they're linked to Sorloth, they're linked to Nkunku. So, like, John Durant in the series, I think, leaves. I think that's quite known at this point. Kerem is going to be staying. I can't remember if somebody else in the mix, but watch out. Samu would be good to add in. I'm a big fan of him, and Borja Signs, big fan of them. But yeah, I think for that, that's all I'd look at. Now, if we peek at Eredivisie, you were talking about streaks when they come back. So let's get the gallery up, and then let's go and find a page where we can look at the next match day for Eredivisie. Okay, so we have PSV at home to Excelsior, Ajax away to Telstar, Heerenveen Feyenoord, NEC Utrecht, Twente Zwolle, Ajax Alkmaar Volendam. So actually some really streaky fixtures here, isn't there? So let's see what we could come with here. In goals, we have... yeah, we've got other goalkeepers. So Vysen is at Groningen. Groningen at home to Breda. That's quite good, actually. Yeah, that's quite good. We like that. Breda, yeah, they're playing each other, so that's kind of alright. Rotterdam and Excelsior. Excelsior's got a bad game. Pek Zwolle, not a great game. Sparta are playing Heracles. That's not bad either. So we're thinking about the Groningen keeper against NAC Breda. Yeah. We like Vysen in goals, and we like who's their keeper? They're playing Volendam. I forget who it is now. Sparta maybe for team 1 and 2. Team 3 and 4 kind of cut adrift, I think, just with some of the fixtures we've got. We've got Mauro Jr. Oh, Zagaritas ripped to you. Well done to him. Again, we were looking at him when we did the Geo Connect mission. He hadn't been very good budget stack. So you've got them there in a good fixture. You got Watanabe, very usable. Excuse me. So yeah, we like Watanabe. El Karouni's got AFCON and stuff like that, so I wouldn't be banking on him for this. He might be usable. The Zigaritas guy's probably like team 3, team 2. Marvin Young, maybe somewhat similar. But yeah, I think you're looking at like Mauro Jr., Watanabe for team 1 and team 2. If we look into midfield here. Resync, we know he's got a good game. Veerman is going to be fine in this match as well. So really good start there. For team 2 though, the midfield. Yeah, we're really asking a lot from the rest of the lads, I think, here. I think you really want 2 teams of quality for the amount of numbers you've got. And the way this league is built, you've got more than enough forwards, I think. So I think for 2 teams, depends on who's on to start and stuff, but oh no, actually with AFCON you might not be. You have Ueda, you should have Pepe, Trenskau, Perisic, you should have 4. Yeah, so double striker shouldn't be an issue for 2 teams. If you wanted to, you know, or even for one of them. Go double striker and single striker and another one. So yeah. I think if we're going for streak 4, we need to add a bit more into... We need a midfield for team 2 that's very strong. Like Ajax guys, like a Gluck, maybe. Could we get a Gluck? We've got classic Mignan. Maybe I'm underselling that. AZ has got a good game, doesn't it? Yeah. So yeah, that's maybe I'm underselling. This guy's alright, isn't he? But they're playing Sparta. It's not definitely a good game. Scores very well, but doesn't he? But yeah, I think like a Gluck or somebody like that. I think you want somebody quite nailed to go in with Mignan in team 2. And with some of the fixtures that are there, some of them are quite backable. Ajax were playing Telstar, weren't they? Conceded 27 goals. Zwolle have conceded 38. Who were in Heracles have conceded 44. Who was playing Zwolle in Heracles? Zwolle, Twente. Yeah, we want Twente. Twente at home. We want Twente. In midfield, who's the main guys? Heinlein, Zaruki. Yeah, Oyersetter. Venegoor of Hesselink, love that, by the way. Or your setter, you doing the damage? He's doing alright. 58 against Feyenoord, that's nice. I like wee Orya setter. He's not really like your streak guy, is he? But just one, it caught my eye. I'm going to look at Venegoor of Hesselink. Has he actually got cards? He does, by the way. I need to buy that. How is he not a rookie? How is he not a rookie? He doesn't have classics, does he? Lucas Venegoor of Hesselink. Absolutely love that, by the way. And yeah, maybe Mishu's alright. Maybe somebody like this could be alright. But yeah, I think team 2, you want another midfielder in there. Defence is cool, I think, isn't it? For 2 teams, certainly. We're maybe asking questions for the rest of them, but top 2 outfits, we can go Mauro Jr. and Watanabe. Or Zagari. Who are Heerenveen playing one more time? Heerenveen or Feyenoord, yeah. I kind of want to avoid. Maybe, does that mean the Feyenoord guys are a bit shaky then? Yeah, I think we want PSV involvement. We want Ajax involvement. Groningen isn't a bad shout either because they're at home to Breda. So I think for the streak, that's the kind of way I'd be looking at it. Fixture-wise, Twente as well feels like a really good play. Getting into them somehow. Oh yeah, Bart Van Roy, easy. It's a rookie, yeah, he's not really there now, is he? But if he's on to play, you could probably use him in like team 3 for the price, maybe team 4. Dan Rotz, yeah, these are the sort of pickups. A $5 for him, yeah, I like these guys a lot. Very good fixture, very well priced. Yeah, I like 20 for this one a lot. They're playing Pexwall, conceded 38 in 17 games. 20 themselves, scored 26 in 17. Yeah, I like that a lot. So that's what I would add into this. It's kind of what I'm mumbling about. Goose Tilt is nailed. Thanks, Sorare Holland, for the intel. Love that. I have to go. Trent, no problem, mate. Good to see you. Have fun at the darts. Oh, love that. A wee bit of trading, a wee bit of negotiating. Love that. Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. Excuse me on the El Karauni thing. Of course. Excuse me. My head was up my backside there. Thank you, chat. Love that. Thanks for the catch. Yeah, partial 20 stack in a solid. Yeah, I think Vyson as a goalkeeper is well usable. Gets good AA, good game. The 20 guy is going to be usable as well. Yeah, I think 20 is a really good build. On top of the quality you have already. Veerman's a top pick. With PSV playing... who were PSV playing again? They were away to somebody they should hammer. Oh, sugar. Fixtures. PSV. Oh no, pardon me, they're at home to Excelsior. And yeah, Excelsior are like bottom 5. Or maybe not. Bottom half. Bottom half. Thanks again in the chat for the AFCON shout. Maybe like a Zuruki. Yeah. Zuruki's just not really got that L5. I don't know if they had a mid... No, Dan Rotz and... There wasn't a midfielder here, was there? Let's do the midfield filter. So it was Van Roy, it was Rotz. Yeah, Zuruki's kind of the guy, isn't he? But his L5 doesn't really back that up. Orya Setter's a midfielder. Wee bit gambly. Again, he's like team 4, maybe team 3 for me. Orya Setter. Heinlinson. Van de Belt. Yeah, I think Orya Setter is like the team 4 option I would take out of this. Bargain bucket. For Shuren's had his day, but I don't know if you want to bank on that. Zuruki's at AFCON, there you go then. So yeah, it was 20 and Groningen. You've already got a Groningen midfielder, the guy Resync, but I think they had someone else, didn't they? position, mid, limited, in season. York Struders. I'm not even sure that's who I was thinking of, but he looks usable. Resync. Maybe that guy wasn't. Maybe it was a forward or something. Tygo Land. He's got a really cool looking rookie card. PSV kit. Got a cool name. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, that York Strike. He's maybe usable. Is he a team 2 guy? Oh, by the way, he could be wild. Could be wild. He's not had that game where AA and decisive. Oh, he maybe did right a bit. Yeah, this guy's maybe got a bit of something, by the way. Fiver. Rob, good to see you. Rob's SAFC. Yeah, looked really good for it. Robert Perez, good luck with it. Let me know who you pick up. And I think there's a wee bit of time, so we can certainly talk about this a lot more as we get closer to it. I think they come back mid-Jan. Early Jan. Do we call that? 9th of January. 10th, that weekend. Gully. Where are you? Gully. On streak 4 Prem Rare. Let's do it. Is that this weekend? Is the game weekend now? When are you doing it, Gully? Are you still here? Let me see if you said anything else after that. Soccer Silverback, good to see you. I'm pretty sure I gave you a fist bump earlier, but in case I didn't. Sorry if you can hear the carnage happening here in Casa de Quinn. It's just the holiday season, isn't it? No, not another one. So, Gully, I don't know if you've kicked in for this one already, or if you've missed the midweek, or what you're doing. So, I'm not too sure how we sit with this one, Gully. If you can come back to me, mate. Have I missed you, maybe? Because we're in deadline now, aren't we? So, if this was for like the game week that we're in, or is this for the weekend we're going after a streak? If we view this, it should answer us. Galvatron, Starscream. Love that. So you've got streak teams in. I think this might have been before the deadline. Is there any way for me to see that this is actively... Are you so sure that you're going to hit streak 4 or streak 3? That you're eyeing up the weekend, maybe? Yeah, just gone. Hopefully streak 5 for next week. Okay. Well, Thursday, Gully, you'll be first up then, okay? Gully, Prem, streak. We'll check on your scores and such. Gully, Prem, Rare. S5. You'll be first up on Thursday then, Gully. No Excelsior slander. Harry Trades. Jacoby, who was this again? Jacoby was... Controller Jack? No. Yeah, it was Controller Jack. Can I get mine reviewed? Yeah, let's have a peek. I'm going to look at the limiteds because you don't have many rares. Let's have a peek. What we cooking with? Prem. We have some bits. Let's look. So we've got 3 keepers. 2 guys at play. One's a backup or one's a handcuff, so that's fine. 2 teams. A lot of classics. So let's focus on in-season and see what the main body of the 2 teams is made of. Double Tete, love that. Both 2 teats. Jokey Anderson, double Agbadu, Ballard, Savona. Some good budget buys here. Plenty for 2 goalkeepers. Harry Wilson, Martius Fernandez. Again, enough decent mids for 2 teams. That's cool. You can go double mid, you can play singles. And then with strikers... I kind of like some of these guys, but I wouldn't be happy picking them as team 1, any of them ever, really. Like primary striker options, so that's just the main thing I think about that. So yeah, I think nice numbers and quality. Guys on a budget, certainly. You're not getting guaranteed scores every weekend, but you've got good guys hitting some good numbers. But yeah, and again, maybe I'm being a bit picky on some of them. Harry Wilson's very good price. I think we've been speaking about that for a while on the channel. Kolo Muani, I think, could come good, although, like, fine, they're selling him, it's cool. But yeah, maybe just a bit more. I think goals are the hard thing to get in the Prem, isn't it? And our goalkeeper would help. We've probably got enough players to take in our goalkeeper. Bundesliga. De nada. Okay, that's fine. La Liga. De nada. Liga 1. De nada. MLS. De nada. Belgium. De nada. Eredivisie. Nada. Let's go to Charlie. Nope. Contender. Oh, there we go. We've got a big. No, just a few. I don't know. Your card count looks, yeah, 260. You've got a lot of guys in the vault, maybe? Maybe I click on champ. It's only be like Serie A that I wouldn't have seen by now. Yeah, okay. So contender is a classic kind of setup, is it? Mainly? Yeah. Or maybe some of these guys are in season still, aren't they? Yeah, this is just kind of like odds and sods back here, isn't it? Okay, so overall composition of the gallery is Prem. Yeah? Okay, fine. Okay, I'm kind of across it. You've got Asgard. Yeah, so are you building into Challenger? You only had a few things there. I kind of switched by it, but yeah, I think this is maybe remnants of a previous strategy that's left over. Yeah, okay. I think you're kind of on the what I'm going to say anyway path, which is like round off these edges, move some of these guys on. Elich, Dewike, Turientes, the Challenger boys, Deco. And I think like this team needs a wee bit more reinforcement. Like, you know, you've been doing very well on a budget. Is there a guy though that you can go like, what's even your most expensive player here? £3? No, that's a bad thing or anything, £7. But like, can you maybe roll some of these guys up and do a trade and bring in a high value card with the cards you've got excess? Maybe add, if you have any streak money alongside it, try and get a bigger card brought in to make you just maybe, because the thing about your Prem strategy is streak free is where I would worry for you. And if you're not really streak free capable, then I don't know how much fun you're having. So yeah, I would try and trim your edges off. You've got some edges elsewhere. Contender, I'd probably just leave that as a wee all-star kind of play. Just try and get some essence pulled in when those guys play again and stuff. But I mean, like the two Bundesliga guys, the one La Liga guy, the one guy in France. Yeah, I'll just get them shunted. Oh, Chris Veal. Big fingers crossed for you, mate. Good luck with Prem Streak 5 tonight. Hope it smashes for you, buddy. But, and even Muani, add him into the equation if you're done with him. You don't want him in the club either, or your club. And when I said earlier you could handle a third goalkeeper, don't buy more budget guys to go with a third goalkeeper. Only get guys now that make Team 1 better, because you've got depth, you've got heads, you've got some pieces that can be used if and when required. Only get guys now that make Team 1 better. Even if you get goalkeeper free, don't, I need to get another team out. Don't do that. Only get guys that go into Team 1. Maybe Team 2 if it's a prospect, you know. So yeah, nice team. I like the build. Very good on a budget. It's maybe just needing that next step. And I guess that's what we've been discussing. Maybe a defender I'm thinking of for that Groningen team. Yeah, I think Groningen was like, they had like maybe one in every position, because I know they get the guy Taha up front. It's a very usable card, isn't he? I thought there was somebody else. Taha, Resync, and a third guy. Maybe it's a defender. You guys will know better than me. But yeah, I like this a lot. I like what you've done on a budget, mate. Very well done. And I think you're ready to just get some of those bits of collateral together and get an upgrade in. XD Rai, where we're chatting about classics and stuff. You've moved on La Liga in seasons, I think, was some of the chat. Yo, Quinny boy, could you take a quick look at my gallery? I'm trying to set myself up for Classic Champ now that I've dismantled most of my La Liga in season. I'm trying to make trades, but I keep getting rejected. Awesome. 63 rares. And this gallery has actually been a lot of fun for me to watch over the seasons at this point, you know, on the channel in the member section. You know, I think we all know this gallery quite well because it's been fun to watch it start from like 5 cards, winning the Kane, winning the Lukaku, etc. But we're looking at this from a champion classic perspective. So we're after 4 goalkeepers for SO7. We have Flecken, we have Rono, we have Neuer, we have Nubel. All Bundesliga, which is fun. Do we still have in-season Bundesliga anywhere? A wee bit maybe. But yeah, we're going classic anyway, which is fine. So SO7, 4 teams. We need double defence for all of them, minimum. We have Dyer if he's fit, but Mittelstadt, Ta, Upamecano, Affengruber, the other Schlotterbeck, and that's maybe it for like nailed. Everyone else is kind of like they will play, do play, can play. Alphonso Davies probably just comes in that category now that he's fit again. So defense is busy. It's always the thing with your gallery XD is like it's a headache. Some of it, like there's a lot of guys that are like they need to be on the fixture or whatever. The midfield is very different though. You've had a really consistent profile of midfielder. Guys like Grifo, Brandt, Baena, Amiri, Stiller. Very active, very AT capable midfielders by and large, which is great to see. Fab V, Golovin, Furyk. Sadly, with a lot of these guys, I do fancy an injury. Musiala at the bottom there as well. So I really like midfield. And I think for SO7, you can play triple midfield in a lot of teams. Bruno, Amiri, Stiller. If you know Limer's playing, cool. If you don't, let's just say Almeida, McTominay, Grifo for team 2. You then even get a team 3 where you've still got the likes of Baena, Golovin, Paulinho, Brandt, Berger, who's on fire. And then, yeah, team 4 maybe gets a bit dry if you go triple mid everywhere. Musiala to come back into the mix. But, yeah, triple mid in all your teams is very viable. And you probably don't even need to do that. You should probably have some double striker potential. Sané not at champ anymore. But Kane, Alvarez, team 1 capable, no problem. Team 2, Semenyo's and Cunha's. Nico's, Romulo, Lukaku when he's fit. Same with Jerry Romero. You can go single striker, double striker for a team or 2. But yeah, single striker Kane, single striker Alvarez, team 1, team 2. Team 3, yeah, maybe even single striker. The best out of Semenyo and Cunha. And then the last team could be double striker with the remaining forward from the top row plus whoever else has got a good game and going to be playing and stuff. So, injured Neuer. Rente in defence. Yes, Rente is exactly who it was. He's a defender, is he? There you go. So, I think you're kind of set. I think, what's the only thing I worry about for Classic Champ with this? Is maybe just how busy the defence is a bit. Yeah, like I think you could really use it's maybe a bit of a Bayern problem, and that's maybe going away a little bit. Upamecano consistent minutes. Kim Min-jae's probably going to be leaving, and Alphonso Davies coming back. So you probably have a bit of that there, and then team 2, you've got Mittelstadt plus who? Stanisic is looking to play. You've got the other Schlotterbeck. I would like a decent level defender in this, just to make your life a bit easier. Like getting Schlotterbeck before he goes to Bayern is probably a very good idea. Kimmich has to be the only midfielder you're looking at this point as well. So I'd like a nice level defender. Only midfielder to buy is Kimmich. And up front, Sané's doing really well for you in All-Star. I'm sure you can put some good All-Star outfits together, but you kind of need a Sané in Champ. There's not many of them going around, but you need to be sensitive for the January transfer market as well, because you could buy a guy then the situation changes quite quickly. So it's hard to think of guys that are in a really safe situation, like a Pulisic. Yeah, you have Pulisic, did you? have Pulisic perhaps before in the past. Maybe you did. A Pulisic forward would be handy for you. Pulisic forward and a nice defender. Oh no, I don't want you to trade Sani out or anything, but I just mean like you need somebody that does this in the champ picture for you. Semenyo might move to City and scores might disappear, you know, and so I think you just need a bit more, yeah, at the top and the bottom. A solid defender. A Schlotterbeck is ideal. I know it's not an easy thing to pull out your backside. And yeah, with Neuer, if he's got an injury, you kind of need an Urbig or something. Anyway, 3 teams is fine. Maybe even just getting an all-star keeper and throwing team 4 or whatever, but the Sani, an all-star keeper, and just get some all-star essence. Again, I don't know if you want to poison your stream with that, as it were, but very cheap to get all-star keepers if we're on a tight budget. Something to consider. I don't know, but yeah, I like how you're going about it. You've got a good enough squad here for 2 really powerful lineups, and then everyone takes their chances with team 3 and 4 for the most part, don't they? But yeah, another defender just to maybe make your life a bit easier with selecting the first 2 teams worth of defences, and another kind of not quite insurance striker, but another quality that gives not necessarily Kane a run for his money, but a guy that can go into team 2 with just a good degree of certainty. I think outside of Kane, it's Alvarez is cool, isn't he? I guess. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Another guy that comes into that sort of team 2 level. You do miss Captain America. You traded him into Cunha and Alvarez. That's a very good move. Can we trade back into him with like some guys at the back end of the gallery that you don't really need anymore? You know, can we maybe have our cake and eat it? Can we get the likes of, I don't really know who you don't fancy or whatever, right? But see, like the bottom, out of all your cards here, let's call it the bottom 10 to 20%. Guys you don't use, aren't that reliable. Can we get as many of them together as possible? With a wee bit of street cash maybe. Go and bring them back. Chelsea rotation. Uh-oh. The Nico Williams is very tradable. Yeah, is that in season La Liga maybe? Or good value? Yeah, I would do that. To be honest with you, I like Pulisic, makes a big difference to you. Taking Nico Williams out of the equation and replacing it with Pulisic, I don't think really weakens your position. Because Nico's kind of in and out anyway, isn't he? Yeah, that 05 isn't really changing the outlook here. Yeah. So I'd maybe think about trying to trade back rubbisher guys. Keep Alvarez and Cunha, get your Pulisic back. I say, have your cake and eat it. No attachment at all. Oh, fair enough, I get you. And then, yeah, another defender. A good defender, a Pulisic type forward. And I say Pulisic probably because I remembered that you had him before, but I think profile-wise he fits very nicely. And, yeah, awesome, guys. Thanks everyone that's tuned in. Now, the poll has ended. That means our stream on Thursday will be at 7 o'clock UK time. We'll be giving away all of our giveaway cards. Let's have a look at them one more time to the channel members. On the live stream on Thursday, you need to be there live and loud. 7 o'clock UK time will be the time. Oh, sorry, not available. We're after the giveaway. There we go. Boom. So we've got Duarte, we have John Martin, we have Omar Marmouche, Sofiane El Karaouni. We are giving away from the MFL Beginner's Guide that went out a few weeks ago. We have Kobe Mainu to give away, Kevin Nisbet and Emer Sahiti. We've got some really nice cards. Just double checking there's not someone in this available list that's meant to be a giveaway guy. Yeah, Karaouni, I'll need to take him out that list. I don't know how he made it in there. But yeah, awesome. I'll see you all there Thursday, 7 o'clock UK time for it. Thanks to everyone for tuning in today. Thanks again to all the channel members for all the support. Thanks to everyone that tuned in and requested something. Good luck with everything this game week and ahead of the weekend. I'll see you all on Thursday, guys. Yeah.